Hello, everyone. How are you? Here to know what happened on Alone, Season 11, Episode 3. It showed up to 8-day journey of some of the contestants and up to 10-day journey of some other ones. Dusty, day 8. He's just having fun. He's building his log cabins, looking quite nicely down. I like how he's doing it. He said it's almost done, ready for. He said because he's prepared for the long game. I love he's from Arkansas, so I love his accent. It's awesome. He has got 4 squirrels so far. He's been eating off squirrel meat and berries. He decided to take the fur of some of the squirrels, used a paracord and a fishing hook, and made a hacky sack made out of squirrel fur. He said, hey, this is something to do in the pastime. Isaiah showed his journey up to 10 days. He has been constantly focusing on his shelter, which he says is going to be the warmest shelter ever. He brought a shovel with him. It's like one of those retractable shovels that pulls out longer or can make it shorter. He used it to break away some rocks from a hillside to carry back to his campsite to work on a shelter, which he wants to make the warmest shelter ever. And then he decided that he needs food intake, always being off of his berries and mushrooms. So he went hunting and fishing. He got a squirrel and a fish. He said, double score. He said, I'm going to have a feast tonight, baby. Then he went back to his campfire, cut up the squirrel and cleaned the fish and cooked it up and added some mushrooms to it, and he just sat there and enjoyed his meal. And he explained about why he brought this hat with him. It apparently belonged to his late brother Josh, who passed away in a motor vehicle accident because the driver got distracted with something and ended up killing his brother Josh in a car accident. So he said this is like a lucky hat for him. So that's why he brought him along with the journey. Dub, showing him up to 10 days. He is not having no luck on his guild net whatsoever. Poor Dub. But he did get some squirrels and that, and he tried his luck going after some ducks. He fired at 3 ducks with 1 bow and arrow and missed all 3. The ducks took off, so he had to retrieve the water. Go in the water to retrieve the arrow before it sank to the bottom because he only brought 2 arrows with him. He said, I decided not to bring up to 10, which the other contestants can bring up to. He said, I only need 2. He said, that way I can use the other 8 arrows as an equivalent to some other supplies he can bring with him. So that's why he went in the water. That was very cold to get the arrow. And he went back to camp to warm up before he catch hypothermia. Then on day 10, he decided to later on go check his gill net again, and he caught a nice, amazing 34-inch pike fish. That thing was massively long. He threw that thing up on the shore. He said, I ain't losing that sucker. He thinks he's caught the largest fish ever in known history, but it showed on the screen that Wyatt Black from last year, Season 10, has the record for a 44-inch pike fish he caught, which is the longest ever. Of course, Dub doesn't know this. He decided to eat half the fish and preserve the other half later on, which gave about approximately 2,400 calories. Then we see Makia. Makia had herself camouflaged from head to toe with some kind of plant, which apparently her ancestors said camouflage you so ducks can't see you. She made duck calls and the ducks took off, so she says it's because she made the wrong duck call. She said, my duck decoys ain't working. So she decided she ain't giving up on ducks, but she's going to also focus on fishing. She's been living off of berries and plants. She gathered some plant, which she thought, I forget the name of it, but she mistook it for Arctic dock, which this plant causes you to have the shits and vomit constantly. It does something with your blood. So on day 8, she's fishing, and every time she gets the fish, she's vomiting in the water. And it shows her vomiting. I didn't want to see that. She said, I've been up all night. She said, puking and shitting. She said, I don't understand it. She blames it on the berries. She doesn't believe that she ate the wrong plant. I felt bad for her journey so far. Then we meet Peter, up to day 8. And Peter has been working his ass off building his shelter, as always been doing. He's caught a couple squirrels, some fish, that's about it. He decided that he was going to build a smoker up in the trees. to A, keep his meat preserved and smoked, and B, keep it away from animals. He got that finished, which was nicely done. I loved how he had it made up amongst the trees and stuff. Then he decided that he missed his family so much, and he realized this show is way too intense for someone like him. He tapped out on day 8. Peter's done, folks. He tapped out. He's gone. He missed his family and all that. And he's, like he said, this series, this kind of reality show, and that. He said the survival. He said being out in the woods for 8 days straight by yourself, having to constantly fight for food, gather supplies, stuff like that, working on a cabin. It was too exhausting for him. And he missed his family and friends, so he tapped out on day 8. So now we're down to 8 contestants. Isaiah might be making a mistake, because Isaiah is building his shelter for the warmest, but he said, I'm only preparing to stay here until the snow arrives, because he's hoping by then he's the only contestant left and alone, where they're at there in the Arctic Mackenzie River Delta. That's a big mistake, because I've seen that before in the previous seasons of Alone, where contestants have thought, I'll just wait till the snow comes, or I'll just wait for 30 days, hoping I'm the last one. Then when that time comes, they're not prepared to last longer, so they end up tapping out. So Isaiah, if that's his game plan, he ain't going to win it. Because I've yet to see anyone alone watching the first 10 seasons in this season. I've yet to see anyone decide they're going to stay to a certain point and be the last one when it happens. Let me know below in the comments. Do you think Isaiah's going to make it? Or is he going to tap out when the snow comes? What are your thoughts of Peter tapping out? Do you think if Malachi keeps eating that plant that she's mistaken in for Arctic dog, she's going to constantly be sick all the time, so she might not last much longer? And it showed a preview of next week's episode. Jake, the guy that studied birds for 15 years, 18 years, he burns his hands on the pot he's using. And then it shows him bandage his hands, and he says maybe I might have to call in the medic team for that. And then it shows the boat coming, so looks like Jake injures himself next week, and maybe the next one out. Stay safe, everybody. Too sweet. Bye.